Hi! This is the first video on this channel. I wasn't sure of what topic to do, so I asked my friends on Facebook to help me pick a topic that I could talk about, and I have one. So my friend Vivian suggested that I talk about the lack of African American models in the fashion industry or the fashion world. So that's what I'm going to talk about. First of all, I just wanted to say, put a little disclaimer here. I am not super educated on the fashion world. I know as much as the next person, getting info from Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, basically social media, anything that's really put out there in the news. That's where I kind of get my current events from, and this is obviously a pretty important topic. It's hard to talk about because I think for certain brands there are a lot of Caucasian or white, let's say, models, but for other brands they, I guess, specifically focus on having African American or Asian or Latino models. So I don't know, maybe she meant in general, I'm not sure, but it's not something you see a lot of. I think now in 2015, amongst all that's happening, especially in America, dealing with racism and discrimination and prejudice and all that stuff that's going on now and has been going on, I think in the model industry it might be a bit different. Kind of something that I notice is when you actually do see African Americans modeling. Where I see it the most is when it comes to things like hair care products or some makeup. If it's specifically designed for women of color or even for men of color, if there's certain hair products, then I think that's the main time that you do see a lot of modeling. I don't know if it's really something that can be considered like mainstream, like a lot of other really high-end designers and really popular makeup brands and hair products and stuff. I do find that even little local places that have stuff for people who have hair like my texture, it's very seldom that you do see blacks in media, and it's true in terms of modeling. I think that's one thing. It does come down to who the products are actually for, but I don't know. I don't know if it's really going back or standing still. I think now that, people are being accepted for more than just the color of their skin, it's something that you do see a bit more often, especially with models. Because most times, if not every time, if it's not something that's like makeup, if it's something that's, I'd say more with clothing, a lot of times I notice that I do see African American models walking on the runway, and they're in magazines and they're, on billboards and stuff, and whether they're posing with another African American or person of color, or they're posing with someone who's Asian or Latino, or if it's a white person, you kind of get the idea that everyone's equal. It's just about the clothing. We just have different people. We're here to show you that our clothing is for everyone. So I think that's a pretty good example. I'm not an expert, so personally I can't really give a reason and say, oh, well, it's this reason and this reason alone, and that's the only reason. I'm not sure why, most of what we see on the runway or in magazines and on billboards and stuff isn't catered to or really accommodating African Americans. A lot of people would argue, it's probably skin color or it depends on the market. Obviously, racism does exist. It hasn't disappeared. People still deal with it every day. And I don't know, it's hard to say that it's strictly based on that, and that's the only reason why there aren't more blacks in the media in terms of modeling, and if we want to go as far as television and movies and stuff. I don't know. It's a pretty interesting and obviously very important topic, but I definitely will say, just speaking personally, I do find that it is changing. A lot of people are starting to understand that color of your skin doesn't mean you wear clothes any better or any worse than anyone else. Hair doesn't look better or any worse than anyone else. It's just, for me, number one is who the products are designed for. You do have some people that are accommodating, people of color. And they say, okay, well, we're only making specific makeup for people who have medium to really dark skin. Because maybe there's someone who understands that it's not as easy to find makeup. Maybe from experience, or if someone has told them about their experience looking for makeup, and they decided, okay, well, I'm going to start a line to make it a bit more easy. And then you have, I would say, the more mainstream, like bigger companies that decide, okay, well, we want everyone to buy from us. We want to accommodate everybody. So they start their line from very, I guess, fair to really like light skin, and going all the way to dark. But that doesn't work for everybody. Some people find that the darkest shade is way too light for their skin color. Or, the medium that they are with one brand is a lot different in terms of shades and colors for their skin with another brand. So there are specific things, I think, with makeup, with hair care products, depending on the texture of hair that you have, what's best for you. A lot of people still don't, so they try out a lot of different things. What else? Hair care, makeup, like face cleansing and moisturizing, using fade creams and acne treatments and stuff. So I think it depends. Lack in certain areas, some areas not so much. In general, yeah, I would say there isn't that many out there. It is sad, but I think it's changing. I've seen it. I know, especially in magazines and on TV, you do see a lot more men and women who have darker skin showing up in campaigns, and they're in commercials, they're in movies, they're in magazines, and they're on billboards. I think it depends on the brand. That's what I'm going with. I think it depends on the brand, who they plan on marketing their products to. If it's a brand that kind of has a wide range of things, they sell makeup, they sell hair stuff, they sell clothes, sell shoes, they sell accessories, little things like jewelry or handbags, shoes. Maybe, I'd say in most cases, isn't really geared towards a specific group of people. Even general with clothing, it's more makeup, hair care stuff, even with cleansing and moisturizing, like different creams and washes and stuff like that, more hygiene based, that it's really up to everyone else to decide what works for them, and also for brands to decide who they want to sell to and who they're main audience is. So I will say yes, there is a lack of African Americans in the modeling industry, but I do think it's something that is changing. It has changed over the years. I definitely do see a lot more. And I hope it continues. I hope it does change for the better, and that there are more that we see on billboards and on TV and commercials and in magazines. So yeah, that's it. This was pretty short. Yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about that topic and how do you feel? How do you see the media? And do you agree? Do you think there is a lack of African Americans in the modeling world? Or do you disagree? Do you think that it's equal? Do you think there's more? Leave it down below, and also recommend topic. This is your channel. I don't pick any of the topics that I talk about. I go based on what you want to hear. So I think what I'm gonna do is maybe have a Facebook page. I'll take from the comments and I will put maybe like a poll or some sort of like survey or something. I'll figure it out. I don't know yet, but you guys will get to choose what topic we talk about every week. And that's it. That's how I plan to run the channel. I don't ever pick anything. You guys give the topics, well, away from me picking the most popular one or the one that I guess would be interesting to talk about. So leave facts about any of the topics. Anything you know about, anything you suggest would be cool. Especially because I'm assuming a lot of stuff is going to show up that I know nothing about.